Hey guys, Spiderbot here, and welcome to our first map coverage for the Nazi Zombie story. And there are two schools of thought. One is that Nacht der Untoten doesn't really fall into the whole Nazi Zombie storyline for World at War and Black Ops, but we're covering it since we're not only are we looking at it from an in-game storyline, but also the storyline of about how these maps and how Nazi zombies came about if you watch the first two episodes. So Nacht der Untoten is German for Night of the Dead. Night of the Dead. And the map was only unlocked once you completed, at least initially, once you completed the campaign for World at War. You drove them deep into the heart of Reich. You thought they were dead. You were wrong. It's a very small map. The map was actually pulled from a building in the Pacific Campaign, is mentioned in the previous videos, and to Jesse Snyder's post and Haxington post. Now, the first thing we're going to take a look at is this Boeing, or what looks to be a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress that is actually on the second level of this map. And we're just trying to determine, well, how did we get here? How did the four players that are on Nacht der Untoten, how did we get here? And yes, I'm going to go on into detail on a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to read you from the wiki about the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. It's a four-engine heavy bomber aircraft developed in the 30s for the then U.S. Army Air Corps. Competing against Douglas and Martin for a contract to build 200 bombers, the Boeing entry outperformed both competitors and more than met the Air Corps' expectations. Although Boeing lost the contract because the prototype crashed, hey, maybe this is the prototype! What the hell? This is the prototype B-17. No, I'm just kidding. The Air Corps was so impressed with Boeing's design that they ordered 13 more B-17s for further evaluation. From its introduction in 1938, the B-17 Flying Fortress evolved through numerous design advances. The B-17 was primarily employed by the U.S. Army Air Forces in the Daylight Precision Strategic Bombing Campaign of World War II against German industrial and military targets. The U.S. 8th Air Force, based at many airfields in southern England, such as Thorpe Abbotts Airfield, and the 15th Air Force, based in Italy, with many units stationed at the existing bases surrounding Foggia, complemented the RAF Bomber Command's nighttime area bombing in Operation Point Blank to help secure air superiority over the cities, factories, and battlefields of Western Europe in preparation for Operation Overlord. The B-17 also participated in a lesser extent in the war in the Pacific, where it conducted raids against Japanese shipping and airfields. From its pre-war inception, the USAAC, later the USAAF, touted the aircraft as a strategic weapon. It was a potent, high-flying, long-range bomber that was able to defend itself and to return home despite extensive battle damage. It quickly took on mythic proportions, and widely circulated stories and photos of B-17's surviving battle damage increased its iconic status. With a service ceiling greater than any of its allied contemporaries, the B-17 established itself as an effective weapon system, dropping more bombs than any other U.S. aircraft in World War II. Of the 1.5 million metric tons of bombs dropped on Germany and its occupied territories by U.S. aircraft, 640,000 tons were dropped from B-17s. As of September 11th, September 2011, 13 airframes remain airworthy, with dozens more in storage or on static display. So as you notice by the showing of this aircraft, I mean, it looks like it's been split in half. I mean, and these things take a lot of damage, so there must have been some kind of explosion, whether external or internal, or it was hit with something. I've seen sources, and I'm pulling a lot of different sources and information from across the web, not video content, but from written articles, etc., about Nacht der Untoten, that perhaps it was a Flak 88. Who knows? We don't know. And the tail section of the plane is gone. Wait a minute. Maybe the tail section is on the other side of the island with the others. I'm just kidding. That's a Lost reference, in case you've never seen Lost. We have the front section of the plane and the survivors of that, but we're looking for the tail section. All right, so just continuing to look around the outskirts of the map, and no clip here, we do see that there are no less than 4 what looks to be transport vehicles. Maybe they're transporting chemicals that are contained in those red explosive barrels. We don't know. We don't know what's contained in them. We know that if we do shoot them or throw frags at them, they do tend to explode, don't they? The other thing that is sort of a clue as to what this building might represent is this what looks to be like a radio tower. So maybe this is some sort of radio or communication outpost, and we'll touch upon that a little bit later when we take a look at the interior of the building. But from the exterior, that looks to be about it. So let's start taking a look inside. All right, so we're going to take a look now in the interior. I mean, we're in a time of war here, so this building's kind of been blown out a little bit. Whether it's been bombed or whatever, who knows? There's a lot of debris down here. There's some helmets, lights. Looks like somebody tried to scratch the word "help" into the door or use chalk or whatever. And so it seems like we're not the first ones here. And there was actually a radio transmission, I believe, Intel from on Treyarch's site that says ever since the second outbreak at Nacht der Untoten. So it seems that this is not the first outbreak of zombies that this building has seen. We got some weapons on the wall. The zombies are trying to get in. There they are. Oh, zombie! I'm in God mode, baby. So just taking a look around and seeing if we can find some more clues. Now remember, it's widely speculated and pretty obvious. Here's the help room. And there's the mystery box. It's pretty obvious that this being the first map, they didn't consider a storyline, but they may have tried to build this map into the storyline at a later point in time, but it really doesn't, I don't think it actually provides you much in furthering the storyline. We get some a Russian chest here, so we know this building's Russian. We've got American guns on the walls. And I believe the only Russian gun that you can get out of the box is the PTRS. I think all the other guns are of non-Russian descent. Now, I don't know what they were trying to do here. Barricade or put all the stuff in here. Not sure. Maybe we could hide back here. Probably not. We're not going to be able to hide from the zombies. The zombies are going to come at us, and they will find us and destroy us. This is actually the only zombies map in which the zombies won't attack while they're taking down the barricades. There's the radio, so that's part of the theory behind this being a communications outpost. There's a radio there, and we'll show you there is a Easter egg with the radio. There's a helmet, an army helmet right there as well, and we've got the upstairs. We'll show you the radio in a minute. What else we got on the second floor? Not much, and this is where the you can see more indication of things being blown out. We've got a trench gun available on the wall, and there is a cabinet up here that we will pull a sniper rifle out. Apparently, maybe the survivors, or not survivors, because apparently they didn't survive. Maybe they left us that sniper rifle in that cabinet for a specific reason. Who knows? So taking a look at some specifics, we've got writing in the first room going up the stairs. You must ascend from darkness. What the hell does that mean? We don't know. Maybe some of the maps in the future will give us an idea of what that is supposed to mean. Next thing we're going to take a look at is that sniper rifle. You don't actually see this a lot just because the sniper rifle is not very effective on this map. Ooh, question mark. Question mark pointing to the cabinet 1500, and when you open the cabinet you get a scoped Kar 98K. You can go back and buy ammo for it anytime you want. Again, possibly the people from the first zombie infestation or outbreak may have left that sniper rifle in there for us, although we still had to buy it. Kind of a, I don't know. What are you going to do, shoot a gift horse in the mouth? One of the biggest mysteries is this mystery box, or wonder box, or we're wondering what the hell it is. It gives us random weapons. Perhaps it was left here to help us. Maybe there's somebody is on our side leaving us items that we could use. Not only do we have the sniper in the cabinet upstairs, but we have this magical box that gives us random weapons. And within this box is an even greater mystery in the ray gun. Unbelievable. This is like some sort of futuristic laser gun. We have no idea of its origins, and we hope to find out in the future maps and the future episodes. Again, going through these maps, I'm going to go under the assumption this is the first time we played. We're trying to generate the story as the maps progress, and as they progress, we will provide some insight into the backstory from the previous maps as we go through. So again, I'm going through this map taking into consideration we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what the next map is. And also, we're not going to be discussing the Black Ops versions of the maps, which introduce the characters, as we all know, because it doesn't really fit into our storyline as we progress through the map releases. One of the other mysteries is this radio that we talked about. You can actually knife the radio and it will play music. It will play various tracks. Every time you knife it, it switches tracks, such as the Black Cat soundtrack, the Red Army theme, or the Königgrätzer March. March? Something like that. Yet another mystery is that these zombies magically drop these I don't know, we're gonna call them perks, insta kill, and the nuke that actually destroys all the zombies. This is the only map where you'll see that countdown timer, the insta kill countdown timer, and there is no voice that tells you the perk that you just picked up. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is the closing track after you die, the music that plays. Let's listen to it for a second. That song is actually Lullaby for a Dead Man. It's the death song here on Nacht der Untoten, and it is a musical Easter egg we'll see in the zombie map Verrucht. It was produced entirely by Treyarch's music department, and written and performed by Kevin Sherwood, and sung by Alina Siegman. Yeah, and we'll see how we activate it on Verrucht when we do the next video. So that's about it for Nacht der Untoten. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and I will do a short blurb at the beginning of each next part, just in case I did miss something, just to follow up on the previous map. Again, we're not going to be talking about any of the future maps while we go through these, because we want to backtrack after we gain new knowledge and new information, as well as we're not going to talk about the Black Ops versions of these World at War maps until we've gotten past Kino der Toten. So, and then we'll come back and we'll update you with what they've changed, what they've added, etc., on those new maps. So, hope you guys are enjoying. Like I said, there's not much to Nacht der Untoten. It's generally thought it's not part of the storyline, but we need to cover it anyway because it is part of our storyline of the evolution of zombies and the zombie storyline as well. So, I'm Spider and I'm out.